In this coaching conversation, my client explores her journey of reclaiming agency and self-worth after uncovering repressed childhood trauma. She confronts the lingering shame, disgust, and protective armor that she has built around her. She acknowledges the paradox of feeling both unsafe and strangely liberated by her nothing-to-lose attitude, which has kept her from embracing her own preciousness and value. She ends with a commitment to reconnect with her younger self and reclaim the belief that she is precious and deserving of protection.
So I did a whole work myself when that was going on because it was spontaneous. So what I realized was I was projecting and wronging someone for something, but actually it was just I also owned that trait and I just needed permission to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went deeper, like, why couldn't I? Why wouldn't I? And then that was not intentional as well. And that is just because feeling the things as we feel wasn't safe, or so there was a lot of repression that was going on, which I wasn't even able to see that. And then when I saw that, and yeah, so much exhaustion and hiding something, and it's basically just like feeling whatever the feeling is and owning it as a human experience. And so yeah, that's what showed up.
Is there any part of it still unresolved, or do you feel you've moved through the entire cycle just beautifully by yourself?
uh I didn't think of it intellectually. I didn't want to go into the head, but there was a lot of like disgust or shame or something, but it's just that um but then I could see how beautiful, like something has happened in my childhood and that popped up. And there was like um because I was asleep and then things happened, so it was like, oh, I should I should have been more conscious, like I should, I should have been able to avoid it or something like this, because it was like waking up from sleep but confused and unclear and unconscious. But then I could see so I'm a coach as well, and I coach in self-discovery. And so the I could see how the journey started from that. Like the whole thing was for me bringing the unconscious to conscious and integrating, kind of like the whole awakening process sort of. But then it gave me a different lens to see it today, because it was literally that sleeping and waking up, and that in between confused state where I got abused. And so so which I was not aware for like 25 years or so, it was so repressed, and then it came through, and then suddenly I had no clue that that was what was would show up today. So so that felt it. In fact, I even felt grateful for that moment. Like, however it happened, I'm glad that it happened the way, whatever that is. So it kind of came to a closure.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay.
Right. If there's nothing else for you, then
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the reason even so I don't know if there is nothing else or something, but it's still, there is a lot of it that is being felt in my body, and it will take time.
Can I tap onto something or double click on something, and you tell me again to
double click. I
get
like
out
that.
of your space, right? Because I sometimes, and I know you as a coach know that too, where something just bubbles up in me, and it bubbled up twice. So I want to,
Please.
yeah. How comfortable are you with having been a victim?
how comfortable.
Well, how does it, how does it feel to say I'm a victim? And I give you some food for thought, right? Because the reason I don't know, the reason why I think this word came up in me is because of the judgment a part of you had about you not being more conscious. Like there should have been something that you should have been doing. You should have paid attention. You should have been awake. You should have been, right, to protect yourself. So there is a judgment about being the victim in this that I sense, and maybe I'm wrong.
No,
So
you're right. I was so angry, and because I was not with my parents, but I was with my closest family, and I didn't even know what was going. I had no clue until even later, after many years, I could even know that this was what was going on, whatever. So yeah, there was a lot of there. Yeah, there was a lot of anger, but then consciously there was still something that said like, um, that's the shift between the there was no conscious. I was not conscious at the same time. I was not unconscious. I was just getting out from sleep because of something. So that kind of always kept me in looping there. That yeah, part of me knows that like there was no participation, or like whatever that happened, I was not even aware. But then that part of I could also see that I saw that I was half asleep. So that part is a little heavier for me to um yeah.
So I'm just wondering, is there still a part of you that has a judgment about you in this situation? In the sense of I shouldn't have been, or I should have.
I don't have judgment, but there's always this kind of defensive or a protect or some kind of energy that's coming out to like kind of armoring all the time without even me knowing, but that's also building walls. So that's kind of like um yeah, I don't know where that, what that's energy. I could feel it energetically. I'm not thinking I could have done anything. I don't have any judgments, but there is that thing that woke up,
There's a
um
protection somehow.
yeah, something like that, which is also heavy. Wears me down, and it's no more needed. But then, I still feel that it's there.
So for you, this sentence of I'm unsafe, how does that sit in you when you say it?
I don't feel
Just try saying it and just tell me if your body has any response to it. You might not, but
what do I say?
I'm unsafe.
I'm unsafe. Yeah, I sense a vulnerable thing.
Where do you sense that in your body?
I sense as a whole, my whole being, there's this inherent like knowing. It is sensing unsafe, but I'm feel like I know I'm safe.
Right. But the thing is,
So
and you
both
know
are
that as a
holding. Yeah,
yes,
that's
but right there's the story we have here, which is that intellectually you can understand now that you're not in that situation anymore, but you just described to me that you notice a pattern in your behavior where you create a need for protection, and there's a bit of a wall which is there because a part of you doesn't feel
no.
safe.
I can I say something?
Yeah.
It's not that that situation is over and I'm feeling sick. It's not that. Somewhere there is a knowing that says like, whatever might happen, we are all still going to be safe. We are all safe. There is that inherent wisdom or whatever it is. But then, am I operating from that field? No.
Yeah.
There's this thing that's holding. That's why I sense, um, yeah.
Yeah. So I love that you say that, and it's something that I can connect to from my own history as well. And what I noticed is in me, the wish to operate from safety was so big, right? Because that's the story I wanted to live in, that I disowned the unsafety, but my body operated from the unsafety. And so, in a way, at least my path was to acknowledge fully that I feel unsafe so that I could even get to the room where I felt safe. It's like we can't jump there.
Yeah. For me, it's flip. I've always lived like, yeah, I'm unsafe. Like, what else do I have anything to lose? Or some kind of a
Mm-hmm.
careless, like throw it away attitude,
Mm-hmm.
which is still coming. So the unsafe is so true for me. And I'm able, like, can you see when you said what, when you shared your thing, it felt like it is the flip script that I was living. I am living.
So I don't quite know, where to take this, or if should take it anywhere. But I sense that there's something about a story that you have built that works well for you most of the time, right? But you feel like I feel that there's a layer of something
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
you
I
can't
totally feel.
quite
That's why I was
penetrate.
acknowledging. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I also see that, but it's kind of like quite. I can't see it myself.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So my invitation would perhaps just be in the next weeks to sit with this idea of being unsafe on a different level, because it's I understand what you told me, I think, where a part of you knew you're so unsafe anyway, so that was a bit of your baseline in some ways, but it's a different thing to fully embrace it as a lovable quality rather than, well, that's just a shitty life that is, which is
Mhm.
unsafe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally, yeah. So yes, there is that kind of um um I care, but then I can only operate like as though um there's no worthy thing to care anymore, or some, kind of throwing it all away.
Mhm.
That's the word, that's the phrase comes to me.
Yeah.
So because I think that's how what I'm present to is, I think that's how I could even have some courage to navigate the world,
Mhm.
the life, um, not having anything so valuable to preserve or to take care or to keep it safe.
Right.
So then there's no value um, to be afraid of, to be lost.
How valuable do you feel? I mean, again, I know that you're
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah. And
advanced,
that's,
right?
and the whole thing connects to, I have trouble feeling valuable.
Yeah, yeah.
It's because like yeah, it's like, um, if you have something valuable, then you need to protect it. You need to be you have all the concerns and baggage that comes with it. Like, but then I'm like, um,
So how does it feel now to say I'm valuable?
I don't connect to that.
Try saying it, just tell me what your body does when you do.
I'm valuable.
Mhm.
It's at the very superficial. It's very shallow.
Mhm. Okay, so whereabouts is the shallow that you
It's
notice?
over here. It's
It's over
not even,
here. Yeah.
yeah, somewhere.
Okay, so just notice how far away it feels, right?
It is very far, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe we can push open the door to that room just a little bit today, if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah. What happens if you say, I I allow myself to be valuable?
I allow myself to be valuable.
And just notice what
What
happens
that is.
to. Hmm?
It feels like I have no clue what that is,
Yeah.
but I have no trouble saying it. But see, it's so disconnected.
Mhm. So tell me where the disconnect is again, spatially. Where do you feel it in your body?
Um, it feels like it's not even a language I understand. Even though it's English. I think if there is anything valuable, if it is valuable, then the whole the baggage, like the weight of the baggage of becoming responsible to protect it, or like to hold it, and all that sounds a nuisance. I'm sorry, but like that's how it feels.
Yeah.
And it's just like throw it away. Like um but then I can see how that not able to feel valuable, or like not able to connect to that energy, is actually resonating in all areas of my life. And uh, I
Yeah.
see that, but that's, I think, I don't want to, like, there's that um like, you travel light. You don't have anything, you don't want to worry about anything, you don't, like, what else could you lose? Just,
Yeah.
some that sort of energy.
Another word that just popped into my mind was I'm precious.
That's interesting. I mm, I have trouble even holding it, because, like, um precious is one extreme, having, like, totally no value is another extreme. uh so I'm operating from this base, because it's like, I don't have anything that anybody could take it away from anyways.
Well, you see that it's a good survival story, right?
It is.
So, you were a clever little girl when you made that up. Yeah. How old were you when that happened?
Under 5 or something.
Mm. Can you
3.
see how precious she was, though? The little version of you?
Oh,
Do you have a picture of yourself as a girl?
yeah. You want to see? Is it dark?
Would you send it to us on school?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so here's my proposal, right? Because I'm talking to a colleague here, so you know that there's something about feeling precious and valuable, to reclaim that is really powerful potentially in your life, right? Because you can see the effect that it has because you don't believe that. Yeah. So maybe we'll just have a longer term contract. And one of the first steps would be to look at this childhood picture every day of this little girl and tell her that she is precious and valuable. And at this moment in time, I don't care if you believe it or you don't. Yeah. You just connect to her and you try to soften to that which was, well, which feels like it was taken at that age. It's still there. You come back next time, we just see how it unfolded, and if you need anything in between, you write me a message on school. Yeah, and we just
Okay.
experiment with this space and see if we can reclaim your preciousness.
Yeah, I think the preciousness comes with the obligation to get protected, and there's no protection, so she doesn't care. Like,
Yeah.
sort of story.
Well, so there's another potential polarity that we can
Yeah,
unearth, right? Which is something with responsibility and productivity and all of these things, right? But I do think there's a treasure to be discovered, and I would wish that for you if that's something you would want. Yeah.
it still feels like Latin, Greek
Yeah.
and Latin, but yeah, I'm up for it. But I see the repercussions and
Yeah.
like how this is all
You
playing
could
out.
see it, you could see it for a client very clearly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So we can agree on that as colleagues that there's something there worth doing.
yeah. And also, there is a resistance, like don't even want to hold it kind of thing
Mhm.
that's coming up because yeah. So I want to sit with it. That's just immersed now. So
Great. Great. Thank you for
thank you.
allowing us to poke around there for a bit. Thank you so much.